Today na the 22nd day of July 2021. On the 13th day of July 2021, it been pleased the president, gladi be den at that 10 day, for make it appoint Zainab Umu Moseray, but this one subject to parliamentary approval. For make it go replace Meata Lily French, we be the role of the Western Area Commissioner for the National Electoral Commission. President Bill appoint Zainab Umu Moseray, but he get for go na parliament. Na parliament get for go say yes, we agree with the president in appointment, or no, we not agree with the appointment. So after this one come out nado, you get people them begin for talk on social media. For say, wait to how Meata French we me hold that position there. What's happen with her? Well, it be done did you notice so? So the president choose somebody else for make a candy now. Even though people then still they point finger, nobody don't know what's in there, and the president he had to make it choose. But some man they point finger saying that because they lost constituency 110 and are under Western area. So they say na make. Okay. Until no know waiting in the president hat. But gladi be they please him for appoint Zainab Umu Moseray. Zainab Umu Moseray himself gets young credibility for cancelling himself if approved by parliament. But as the madam one begin for glad, he say, tell God thank you, begin receive them call. Say, now you the pardon choose, now you the pardon choose, now you the pardon choose. Now APC say, we not agree. This one, we not agree. The way how the president choose her, not also for do the choosing. They say, we not get problem with him. Credential way can't we not get problem with any other thing. We not get problem with the person where the president choose. Now the procedure where the president take choose them, now we get problem with. The procedure now we get problem with now. So as APC they talk now NGC say wait. We self get problem. The same problem when they talk about, we self get her. We taking the president to this procedure. I say, what do I mean? Say, according to what the law say, the president for sent to we force, we do background check for so say this person sabi but waiting the appointment for. So that he not go just go be empty space no more. But he sabi waiting and put on there for. But we're not able to do that. The president just tell we say he don't choose so and so person. He not can't we force for can't tell we say a plan for choose this person. Look the person. Wetin una think after una don't do una do, una come back to me, una can tell me say yes, you can carry on, sir. That's now waiting the APC and NGC, the Frowns at this particular appointment. Like I've been saying earlier, it makes me wonder because this particular appointment, not of us say, as President Bill appoint to that seat, no. parliamentary approval. You get for go parliament, you get for call the paper then, parliament get for ask and question, parliament get for say, all those against say nay, all those in favor say aye. Who get it? So if the two party them where they frown right now at this just nomination, we could say, one go one for ask say wait to why they not wait? Let them go parliament. Then a parliament now, then go say we not agree. Somebody can tell me say why do they think so? Then Amos will go say you not agree. You hear C4C? C4C not even talk first. You hear then chief then chief then not even talk first. But again, Amos people they need for make the eyes have it. Eh? Somebody can catch me. Say wait to. You know, no say today they know they use then tablets then or then iPad they wouldn't they use for voting. They use until today. But all time, but this bench how they watch parliament. All na the waiting. All in favor, all against. From where they renovate this parliament here, who still will see them don't use them tablets the way they before then? Eh? Who's them? So, and not become cheapo because na China na be doing for we. Then you use the mic. That one day, yes. Then the user. But the tablets there. Who still you don't see the user? But anyway, they no go so parliament not get tablets. No so. Why they no wait make the reach parliament? Then they say no. Or then think say if they reach parliament, they not go able. For say because of the procedure, we say no. We not say no because of the person, because they make it clear. Say not so because of the person, but now because of the procedure. Okay. Anyway, let we join 98.1. Yeah? Jaden say the tablets there, then charge and knock it. So na make they not use there. America my MLK say they not sabi use on the left. In fact, today, not today, yeah, yesterday, they don't want all the ministers the way they call themselves honorable. Yeah? They don't want the ministers the way they call themselves honorable. For say, then they're not to honorable. Now appoint now the president, now please, now choose them. Nobody no elect them. So they're not to honorable. They outline other than for call honorable. This man, was it Honorable Sule? I don't forget his name. In Intel, we say even the first lady, not to Her Excellency. I don't know no more why the parliament not reach yonder. But anyway, they don't want their minister there. Where they call themselves honorable. So na no honorable. Nobody no vote to na the president please na appoint to na unless if you be non-be parliamentarian before, then say, even if you know did it again, you're not honorable. Yes, Arthur Tucker, thank you very much. Sule Darami. I think he gets a book safe. He gets an entire episode where we do, where we talk, who that they will for call honorable, who that they will for call, and he say Madam First Lady instead of Her Excellency. Not to me say, Sule Darami na intoka. Okay. But anyway, the president, he had Glady for choose APC and NGC then vex. Let we listen through 98.1.
It's simple and clear, no ambiguity, no the under. Even though in a constitution, sometimes the English can be ambiguous, but this particular one, they're very simple and clear.
So when I don't go to them and when I don't raise them, but nothing different, not the change, and the decision they can stand. So in this case, what you going to do?
But we as a political party will respect the democracy of this country.
APC say, then a political party will respect the democracy of Sierra Leone. Let them sink in small, yeah? Okay. Now see the air Tunis they talk so. Now continue for listening.
We respect the rule of law. We respect the constitution of this country. We not go support something like this.
See the air Tunis say. They respect the rule of law. They respect the constitution of we country. They not go subscribe to waiting President Bio do so. They don't talk more. They respect the constitution. The vice president who will be get attended. We know that one the end. He said, but I made them cry and go, now we own Supreme Court. How we be ending? And when I made them cry and go now ECOWAS Court, waiting to be the new ruling. They respect the constitution, no? Now continue.
Yeah, Tunis carry on say the president violates the Sierra Leone constitution. Who said he picked the Western Region Commissioner before he consult the political party then.
Constitutional violations, all of these disregard for the rule of law by the state and by the government.
Consultation, now for me, una do background check. For me, una know. But this person, una don't ever do background check for know the person, for know if he get idea on election matter.
We don't ever know saying that this person, the president will appoint. How we go do background check? It don't violate. It don't make it impossible according to what the constitution say. He don't go ahead and appoint. Now inform me, just inform political parties and almost say, I don't appoint this person. But ever tell them first as to the dictate of the constitution. Wait for don't give them the chance for do background check.
Just like how I explained to you just now. According to CDI Tunis, he said the constitution say President Bio for go tell them first say, well, Zainab Umu Moseray don't kana me ato na wangi. So na them they go now for go do background check. Then look better one into Zainab Umu in past, in present, and in future, so that they go able to tell, say, okay, yes, this if you can't team up as a commissioner for Western area, whatever I declare, whatever I hand over to NEC, we self go agree, say yes, okay, now we all be sit down and say we want time for Didi. He said, but not to show the president to do. The president just tell and say, hey, I don't give Zainab Umu. And they go to Parliament.
Wait for don't give them the chance for actually look at whether in fact this person gets any experience on the electoral matters. Western area is a very, very big area.
Where even they talk, but the person where the president pick this BNTM as a commissioner for the Western region, see the Yaya Tunis say, you don't get problem with the qualification of the person where they pick as commissioner, but the only problem where they get as political party, now the way and manner where the president been pick the person.
We may not have issue with the person in qualification at the end of the day, but let the president ensure that that process of us having the opportunity to do background check to ensure this person gets the relevant qualification, they get the relevant experience, and they able handle himself as commissioner of Western area for carry out any kind of election. Now this region, we not go lead we to chaos. We not go lead we to and then go parliament. Now more problem, and then again for waiting.
We not go lead we to more chaos. This person for Sabi for conduct election na the Western area, so that it no go lead we to more chaos. They listen, for waiting. We don't tell the president say we no agree. Okay.
Now that make, if you read the letter, we Secretary General are very clear. We don't even get any statement for make in response to this. Let the president go back and do what in the constitution say. If I do, then we go begin for talk about that.
Another
Let the president go back and do what is supposed for do before ever self we go begin talk about that. 2023 election not dey far. Western area na key point where all man want. You see constituency 110, see amongst 10, where they run the election day. Because everybody want for say na in stronghold this or na in come it can't top this one come on. This one say na in yon. So when it come to somebody we get for team up na the western area, all man, all political party, one for sure say, that person dey understand what he team up dey for. APC don't talk. Are they no more? Who say? No yeah.
Another party wey been get problem with the appointment wey the president make for the electoral commissioner at the western region na the National Grand Coalition Party NGC outside July 16. Dem may write letter to the president, but the way and manner how the president pick the commissioner na the western region. Outside one part important thing them where dem bin state inside this letter that president violate section 32(3) of the Constitution of Sierra Leone. Outside they not been consult political party them before them pick the commissioner. We make them say then get problem with that appointment day. Outside this letter, we end up say may the president use the right procedure for pick the commissioner na the western region. For Radio Democracy, Mange Mansaye the report.
We want to tell Mange Mansaye thank you. And Radio Democracy when I through them may able for listen to this. NGC self don't say the procedure not correct. Make the president try and do am back. The president talk. Mba. Wait. Soon, Parliament. You go read the eyes and the knees. But we no want for make they not even start it. Make would they get this issue? We know say yes, it's gonna be a difficult race. So all man want for show in strength. But we not go want just no. This one bulldoze and pass through. Then at the end of the day, where election ten come, we can begin here say, oh, now I make trade, we be they say we no want Zainab Umu. Now then they will not want. Can they fix that now? Well, if Parliament thinks say the procedure was wrong, if the president self not able to realize that, then I think say Parliament came back on the president say, well, we think say we want to send this back to you. The procedure not correct. That if Parliament want join the APC and the NGC. But Sierra Leone Parliament. I see a lot of people who they talk about APC talking about the president violates the constitution. Myself make remarks now talking about the vice president and all. Well, we go judge them by them past. Well, something they learn lesson, no. Something they learn lesson. Now I make now then they talk say then a party we respect the constitution. But you know it's no left and they force. Like out to Smantholi, Lewieri, waiting in get for it today. Welcome on board Smantholi. You get the platform, sir.
Okay, Triple A, thanks for having me for Can Talk on HE, His Excellency Mother BO appointment. the Western region for the Commissioner of Electoral for the Electoral Commission in the Western region, we Zainab Umu Moseray. And also, I would thank everybody for coming and listening to this program. First of all, AAA, the NEC, National Electoral Commission, a very important institution we enough for the play with. History don't tell we say the credibility of the National Electoral Commissioner is very important when determining the electoral process in our country. And I make now an institution where enough for the play with. We don't see her. Under Christina Top, for example. Under Fa Ali, for example. Now a very important institution. But we don't see both political parties. When I say both political parties, I talk about the APC as well as the SLPP. And they play around with that institution. AAA, it was very difficult for talk about this appointment without referring to what in the Constitution say. And I will refer now to the Constitution. The 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone, under Chapter 4, paragraphs 32.1, 32.2, and 32.3, it states, and I quote, "There shall be an electoral commission for Sierra Leone. The members of the electoral commission shall be Chief Electoral Commissioner, who shall be the chairman, and 4 other members of the Electoral Commission shall be appointed by the President after consultation." Take note, after consultation with the leaders of all registered political parties and subject to the approval of Parliament. That is what the Constitution states. The President first, he therefore consult all the leaders of all the other registered political parties, then subject to the approval of Parliament. So what in the spokesperson for the APC they talk here is about the procedure. Basically, they're not there against the appointment, but at the procedure where His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio take. If we don't consult the leaders of all the major political parties, the registered political parties in the country, before ever they go ahead for appointment. But not to so it do. Not to so it do. So it means they don't bastardize. Yeah, you don't damage, you don't violate the Constitution. Basically, now that's the spokesperson for the All People's Congress Party they talk about. Remember, AAA, when they appoint the Electoral Commissioner, the Chief Electoral Commissioner, with Mr. Mohamed Kone, yeah? Again, the APC with other major political parties then come on floor and say the manner in which the Chief Electoral Commissioner was appointed was in violation of the 1991 Constitution. Yeah? So basically, what then they try for talk then is that the man not be qualified for be the Chief Electoral Commissioner. Then come out and oppose to it. But there was a lot of debate. The debate was the president, in all wisdom, they say he will take a phone call, he called the secretariat of the APC for a meeting, but they're not turn up. They say they're not turn up. But what in the secretariat under Ambassador Ansanet in the try for talk is that they said they did respond when they called them, but the president in office not come back to them. Instead, they go through APA. APA, now the All Political Party Association, where then sometimes they can consult them on issues of national importance. So then say, then go through APA or consult them. That was the argument then. But what thing we end up for C, now both case. Just like what they say, AAA. They end up for approval of Parliament. All the rancor, the disagreement, the argument over consultation, no consultation, in terms of qualify, no qualify, what they end up when they go to Parliament, they end up for approval. So again, doesn't mean this is not other both case. This is not other both case. Just like where they may appoint the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Mr. Mohamed Kone, where they get a lot of disagreement, a lot of argument. In the end, they end up for approve. Parliament end up for approve Mr. Kone easily like that. It will likely be the same here. But what am I saying here? We get concerns. Yeah, we get concerns. The concerns are, one, both the SLPP and APC now victims then of bastardizing the constitution. Both parties, no exception here. They're all the two parties then they bastardize, damage the constitution, day in, day out. That they will not be afraid for talker. Yeah? And it's very unfortunate you come with the evidence, but will not get a response from the office of the president. Will not get a response from the office of the president. Because the last time when they appoint the Chief Electoral Commissioner, when Mohamed Kone, will get a response from the office of the president. We remember Yusufu Keketoma, then the interviewer. We listen to your response. But this time around, I'm not fortunate yet for come across the response from the president. Because we don't know whether they consult or they not consult. We need to see a press release. We need to listen to a spokesperson, whether the Minister of Information or somebody from the office of the president, for can tell me whether the president actually follow the procedure, whether he don't consult other political parties then, the registered political party, before the appointment of the Electoral Commissioner and the Western Region, when Zainab Umu Moseray. So we don't get no response from that. But based on what we don't listen to, AAA, both parties are known for bastardizing the Constitution as alone. Yeah? Now, the other concern is this issue of you do me. It's very common as alone for both political parties. Whether one they don't do this, they self come, they want turn dead. Now in the happen here. Day in, day out. Whether they go, you said we don't do it. Very, very common. So now some of the concerns that this will get. I will give you some instances then. Yeah? Both APC and SLPP. Yeah? For example, when you talk about APC, where they blame the SLPP now for the bastardize, where they bastardize the Constitution. Yeah? APC, we all know. Irifa Ali, former Chief Electoral Commissioner. Yeah? And for being don't resign in position before them for appointer. But he was still the Director of Operations. The Director of Operations where they appoint him as Chief Electoral Commissioner. And that was under EBK, APC regime. We don't see what old mayor, Nakono and Saka, an elected mayor. We don't see the VP, and Saka. Yeah? Again, you see this government back come, and the same thing that they do. Same thing. Remove elected MPs then in Parliament for no good reason. Yeah? And then impose other one way where they're not even elect. We don't see them here, they happen very, very often. So these things are not new. It's a shame that the present government campaign on the issue of new direction. But when you look at this sort of new direction, we want a press release come out from the office of the president, or a spokesperson come out from the president. Let respond to the spokesperson of the APC. No, you read their own side of the story. But the Constitution states clearly, I don't quote now. Yeah? I don't quote now what in the Constitution say, chapter 4. Yeah? Paragraph 32.1, 2, 3. Clearly states, said before ever the president said they make the appointment. As the spokesperson for APCC, there is no ambiguity there. Yeah? There is no ambiguity. The English is plain, it's clear. There is no ambiguity. Yeah? So we want to know, we just want to wait for the president to respond, whether the spokesperson or Minister of Information for come forward, for tell me whether they follow the procedure, because they're one side of the story we don't listen to. That is other political parties, such as the NGC and the APC, then talk say they not consult them before the president make the appointment. So on that basis, say, if not so it be, yeah, we say for say the present government don't violate the constitution, yeah. But make no mistake, AAA, this is the end of both case. Both case. If not so it be, we'll end up both case because we don't see in and out and we can't protect this that. We're gonna parliament. Now soft thing. Soft one. You don't see no protest or any sort of nose, all in yes. Now we're going to see. So to me, these things are not new. If I no more follow the voice them out, let people be ready. For say bye tomorrow, we don't come out and condemn them. But these things are not new. These things they go on for years. People, how we go able to progress when it comes to democracy? How we go able to take the constitution as supreme? How we able to uphold the rule of law? When then they continue to violate the constitution of the country. I will stop here. I'll give chance to other panelists. Then. Thank you very much, AAA, and thanks to everybody who is listening. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, that's Usman Tholi in your submission for today. If you just join me, the president with Gladiat don't choose Zainab Umu Moseray for make him be the Western Area Commissioner for NEC, APC and NGC. They're not glad. And say the president not go through the procedure. They say they not get problem with Zainab Umu, but now the procedure where the president use now not correct, and at Dandy they get problem with. So they want make the president do the needful and do it incorrect. Now come with Doctor, make we hear what you get for we today. Welcome on board, Dr. Isatuka Kejalo. You get the platform.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and I hope everybody they do well. And first, I want to say, happy belated Eid Mubarak for the one that we get the opportunity for listening to me while we send out a message. And also, I want to say happy birthday to me son, the little one, Abdul Rahman Jallo. Happy 8th birthday today. Mommy loves you. Wish you all the best in life with many more years to come in good health, peace, happiness, and success. And also, I want to say thank you to you and to Mr. Usman Tholi and to 98.1 for their own reporting regarding, this constitution, we discussed today. And it so happened to be on a good day for Sarah Network Charity Foundation, as this now something where we don't discuss now so all the time about Salon Constitution, the 1991 Constitution need a review, and also then you talk about appointment, we get for deal with political appointment for, people them, and following the rules and regulations and the procedures them we come to appointing someone to higher office or any type of political appointment, and as we always say now, so not make decisions them just based on the fact that you feel say the decision they work for you. But what about the general public? What about the other person? This has nothing to do with political party, whether not APC, SLPP, NGC. I believe say, we president in decision where it take right now, therefore sit down and ask himself, if I've been do this on the right procedural ways of waiting the constitution say, waiting then say for make we do, as Sierra Leoneans them, you not go just grab, you make decisions them just because you feel say you're not the president, so you can make all sort of decisions. There are executive decisions them where you go take, but this one not to one of them. So I believe say the president therefore go back to the drawing board and make sure say he do this correctly so that not go violate the constitution based on what you get right now. And now that make we feel say as Sierra Leoneans them this now a campaign for go all across the nation, for law we campaign for let them review the 1991 constitution in the way that it will speak for all Sierra Leoneans them the nation. Because as we do that, then we country will continue for grow. We country, the lawmakers, then the politicians, then as then they go to parliament, then will not say not for themselves, then they did it for advocate and speak and make laws them we go fit Sierra Leoneans them for the better of that nation day. So we want for join Chadi along with other human rights organizations them for law we continue for campaign for that, for let them review the 1991 constitution so that it will fit all Sierra Leoneans, not just those that are up there or those that are having the power, and mighty at this moment, because it's not just about now. Remember, say you go done you time and then now somebody else then will come. But with that person they come, waiting at the rules them, waiting at the guidelines them, waiting at the procedures them, then for falla, we go make sure say Sierra Leoneans them go benefit as always, we advocate for, things them way we need as humans that are rights. They're not just privilege, they are rights for we as Sierra Leoneans. So for that, I want for left and ask so today, I not get much, but, we the hope say Salon Constitution will change and will be right for all Sierra Leoneans. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Isatuka Kijolo.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's now Dr. Nyon's submission today. Parliament. And I name the play. Because they think now say, if the procedure wrong, wanna go correct them. Okay. Make a come with whose friend? Make we hear waiting in get for we. Welcome on board, whose friend? You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, AAA, for giving me the platform, and thanks to all the listeners and viewers there. And thanks again to Dr. Kake for your contribution and Mr. Usman Toli, and to you again for bringing all this together. Regarding this constitutional issue, but not going direct to this issue of the electing, or wouldn't they try to say it please the president for letting go elect, maybe for let select, because it's more of a selection. Zainab Umu Moseray regarding this National Electoral Commission at the Western area. Looking at the background, we will not say the woman actually get experience, but as people then say, is the procedure, the pathway, the route to then use, is it constitutional or like kind of a drift? But somehow, would you know say that drift it only happened for over the past government then would on the day preceding this and the other would come after, and then we don't know what thing get for go to. You see, but looking at waiting don't they happen, we don't see that drifts they don't drift away from constitutional rights. You see, and you go find out say most of the time when these things are done, waiting they affect most of the time. It gets a lot of issue on the socio-economic rights. You ask about what are the socio-economic rights of we the civilians then, or what are the socio-economic rights where we the one who the observe we dey try for get over this. In other words, indirectly, because we don't get any power for do anything for that constitution right now, because there is nothing we can go say, but we campaign around people there for do this. But like this particular issue now, there is only people that work for parliament who are made up of the government, and the government is made up of different people, and they but we don't know how much the power would be in dividing the amount of those going to favor it and the voice of those who will say no favor and give back, and how that one day they will be able to take them, and then they still will decide. And then you will look at the structure of the parliamentary. It look a bit complicated, wherein most of the time when the issues then they go there, you go find out say the procedure when they go, but the disadvantage of that name and the I, that one they can always get an effect. So they don't bring for the EU give the money for develop that one. They are thinking like China they give the contract or then battle for bring all those laptops. And there was a day when even the Speaker of the House they showed them how to use them at a point. I can remember one time when they opened that parliament, showed them how to use them. But as time they go, they are just there now. They don't use them. But would they find out it's just a part of the game, and therefore look into that area wherein the issues going into parliament, how the parliamentarian and therefore put an input towards the outcome of it. You will question that's why they say there is a lot of restructuring because of why they don't deviate and drift away. Mostly the constitution says they bring political dysfunction. Once, in other words, it's like you didn't set trap something. Whenever you set trap something, it not go good in the end. For the purpose we want them. Certain things you might try, but certain things they don't work in that. So I think they bring you mind again when I be talking about those legacies, the next thing that will be done there, people like they say so we inherit. Then they get the hard and the soft one, they wouldn't know they try for differentiate and they say, well, don't bring this, don't put this wire. And through the process, now they will therefore make an be permanent. So this is like something else for a change you will see. But you would the question say, is the procedure as well they say, but sometimes there is a need for a change because EU don't recommend a lot of things, but we don't know if this is one pandemic. But this is not one pandemic according to what I see. I declare for this in other areas that what EU be selling and look into for restructure that area of NEC and the election set up. I go be. So if EU they bring money. What are over 800,000 euros they don't give them for the democratization programs them we go able for help institutionalizing the democratic process within the country. Then when they take the money, then they put them no. Are they there so the things that will transform, or are they there just for at least they serve for waiting, then they do the movement, not for building within the purpose of the money come for. So all those kind of things in the case is a fair balance. The balance is not fair because of one, you get a kind of what you say people and they get emotional feelings over a kind of a crush. They get emotional crush over politics. That emotional crush for people and they get over politics in a way wherein they will say, would they bring more ideas for the purpose for say we want for their parliament now, yeah? We let the parliament and then the ideas they will make we stay here. So that cross they wouldn't get for politics because they don't want to get away from politics. They want to be in the politics. So then they create every time those areas they wouldn't try for bring for let the public domain all the time. Would they become areas that wouldn't they put people there into a setup where people will always be in argument, and those who cannot understand now, they are always going there to become factions. They would say disorderly behavior yonder, and then you will see this. you go see this. So all those kind of things, you dey see them because and the effect that they bring to social economy. You see, because you will not get the power that moment when they go to Parliament for go decide tomorrow or next week. But because of that decision what they don't make, decision making, they don't make them, it affect the socio-economic thing in many ways. You know, go able to tell what's that one they get for bring tomorrow, other days after this, or what's that they get for affect even the type of lifestyle what some of them will get for candy, what they get for face cam. In other words, if they bring something where the person might have get an experience because maybe a public figure, you might don't get in terms of management of political parties, if you don't get maybe in terms of human resource, because you don't can land an island, you get a lot of knowledge, but if the transport thing, is that going to be able to be translated when it comes to matter of commissioning and observing and relating figures and all those kind of things? You go ask, say, is the person ready or are these delaying tactics? So then we'll say then we are ready. But we don't go say into that much. All we try to say, let me praise the let me get a political theory where we go for the brain for we so that we will get with social rights. And then we will get the roles of we, the civilians, and we will fill them out of that thing they don't make for them, we go serve. Because everything what they do, not for citizens. So that they will get party for elect, or they will observe the election, or na portion will look over this for who them, not for citizens then. But this is always the last thing what they remember when they make a decision. The decision is always that crush what they get for the politics. So they are finding ways to attach to it in every way. You see, so you go see the year and I'll look and say, sometimes are they doing it for the benefit for tomorrow? Let the people that will forget outcome. But because of the something they shadow the civilians then. So people then they hide behind something. So the civilians then they shadow them. We're not going to see all what thing the people then they hide behind, and they hide behind making the law in a way where they will come for jam. And everybody now, as they talk, so they will go look all the areas then, where they will look, say, this, that this will be able to go argue. Because the constitution is flexible. It gets some words, they wouldn't be changed. So then they jump. There's one side you go see, inside 41, then go quote one thing, then go right back. They go put something similar, they put an 8B. So people then will kind of argue all this out because the constitution or the flow. When they say A na A, this na this, this na this. So then they go, they turn things around. In the case of this happen, and then the last side, we said they will therefore do is the one to say it's a presidential power according to the mandate and at the right. So that if they argue, that's the area what they will finally break. When you look at the powers where the president gets, that the areas are one they do, same thing with the other man will be there, they will have the overall boss for the next. They bring that inside, they pull this. We don't see other people and back they do for previous things. But if people are ready to say they are ready to help us, let them try help the people then. Let them look into the future of Shalom. Let them look into things and what our policies and what they will bring, what not just to affect the poor man. Let them put into politics and will go able for change. So that the people will able to forget something when an effective thing tomorrow, you know, go just did no more for the moment, well then they look say, if they just help them, if they just bio them, I mean sorry, then they bio with false policies, and then they try to entrench into a long-term political strategy where they're not able to accommodate. It is quite a lot. So they just for really try to see where they will look, say, we not for the try to twist these things. Because but sometimes people who are delegated to do certain jobs, because this particular constitution, somebody was there who was supposed to don't do them. He don't do say reach a point. So you don't give somebody when you know say this person at the time he has another intention. He might have a good intention for do this thing, but when you get double tasking in politics, and the area they want to do, they bring people in, they give people a double task, they bring them to an unknown area where sometimes the knowledge would they get with the time and the period when they get for prepare, like you prepare for more sports, you get for the exercise for months and months and months.
So you're able for body. Sometimes the preparation towards that target when they give is very much low. So that then you will see all the faults there they come. If they get double tasking, person going to tell you one for enough election, you go left the election. If in the person whether the judiciary for look about this, you will concentrate on this. So sometimes you will see less over problem the way people then will say, who for don't done them. People then will regret now, say, why didn't I finish this? Let it before don't come, look into areas them, for don't do the constitution, because they don't go far with them. But looking at areas where they give double tasking of things them, they definitely know. But sometimes because we don't get people that are available with alternatives for what they will do, now they can see duplication of duties them. And that duplication of duties, they bring we tell to this point where the institution they're not able for donor still. It's still just standing there. So I only hope say and we'll look to how the civilians then, so how the socio-economic life, how we will able for benefit from waiting that they do a decision. But if they then go put policy no more and say, okay, because of we just want to carry on for a particular reason, now for we own security, not for the purpose of changing based on other recommendations that people they give them, then you will ask, who are they then bringing these things? And but again, then they say, we're not going to politics. Because EU, they say, we know they're going to, will they give them a guideline? But sometimes they have to be very, very, very hard. Say, when I do this, like this one, when I do. But again, you can't say, then they can bring fast-fetched knowledge for them they can show you what will they do. Will they come up from a constitution? But that day we will know what to do for ourselves. We know the time for say, will they find a way forget something? And then what will they get her? We know they use her for the purpose when it is meant for. Will they put her for a purpose where sometimes we thinking actually we are doing good, but sometimes putting that cost of waiting we don't put into the time we don't spend it to them, it will able to bring we long lasting, so that it will bring peace. We now one of the aim with all the areas that they look for. Because when you talk about rights, you talk about peaceful environment, you talk about economic growth, you talk about human resources. These are all the areas then. Any small thing where you see add, if you know why they add them and why they pull up, so that you know go day tomorrow, that one day will forget a problem where sometimes you know go work in concert with your ideas that we get. You see? So all those kind of things they bring changes them. You only hear people that won't go back for say hand over. Or retire, Allah will show you the knowledge. First, I get for Kazai, just like you see that man, they will recommend the protocols then. How many protocols? That's the wrong man. You see? And he gets a long interview about what he does write about. Are they going with part of it? Or na the book where the man don't able to go read during the vacation? Now he go recollect, oh, well, I can't change people enough to be honorable again. You see, because when they get time to read that book, they done. And now I don't know, say, I know they pull them. But these are things, there are more to these things where the people they go for the country. Oh, not to you for being honorable no more, but there is more to you not being an honorable, and then more to you being an honorable, when the honorable, for them you get an input of the people's lives. When a people in life, when the growth will go represent them, its constituency, its department, it's small area, you they go for the voice of the people. But when you go there, they transform things, when you see they're not going to go for help the future, now they the question. But only hope say, the EU go to look at everything there, they say go to get recommendation. There are many recommendations where for try look to preparation of things and get for the available. They don't go meetings and. I don't know how far they don't go with those things there. They don't go meetings, they don't get long drafts. Then the tribe will say, then we'll bring the parliament, government will accept them, or government will accept them and put them in practice. But this is not one of them. This is just something we're not passionate, something we're not their own reason what they do. What we don't know, you see. But yeah, so thank you very much for giving me the platform, and I only hope say this emotional crush, then go take them to a good service for them go railway in the right path instead of the railway and drifting way. Political syndrome, that syndrome, they don't live for long. Let them try to get them out of the system or progress. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, host friend.
Welcome, yes, sir.
Well, that's been host friend. We want to say thanks to Usman Tholi, Dr. Isatuka Kejalo, and to host friend for their own submission today. You will listen, you get the opportunity now for make your voice be heard. President Bill appoints Zainab Umu Moseray for making replace Meata French. APC and NGC not gladdy and say the president not go through the procedure, and then they ask the president for go back, make you do within the constitution say. Waiting you take. 232-78990991, that's for WhatsApp call. 232-78990991 WhatsApp call. You can call direct or now we US line or we UK line. For the US line now 1-646-610-3107 and the UK line now 44-739-803-0402. The phone line is open now. Unless if we don't do good, then in the next 5 minutes we will close the line. For remedy this particular one, some people they say Parliament get a role for play. Where Canada in table, make them send them back to the presidency. Mr. President, sir, the procedure we use not go according to the constitution and make you change them. Some man say, instead of them political party pull press release, make them take this matter to Supreme Court, make Supreme Court go interpret them. Other people then say, before Supreme Court go interpret, sometimes go don't say, Zainab Umu don't go safe na Parliament. They don't even know it's in a Parliament. You don't get in position before Supreme Court go say one can sit down. So maybe now he make them feel say then they cow time for make we can't talk about them. But what to be done land? The last thing I for say waiting. The Minister of Local Government say talk with them kike on social media for talk. You know the help. I say you know the help. But anyway, make a call this caller. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who the call from, please.
Hey, Triple A, me. Thank you very much, my brother.
3 minutes.
Take me call this now, Omar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. My brother, let God help we. Let God help we. This is not for done. This not man go round. Okay, this is not for done. Then two people here, then they play we. First of all, the people on we write the Constitution, 1991. Now APC people. Now Ablai Conte and IB Kagure. Now they write this rubbish. Now they write this constitution, and when they write this constitution, they're not being get the country to heart. Because anybody were able to read this constitution, when from start to finish, show me any part that the constitution will mention the people. All what they mention, the president, parliament. Parliament shall do this, parliament should do that, the president can do this, the president shall do that. They're not ever mentioned. We get even the marijuana case what they talked about last month. Not to say that the governor of the state then pass them. Now the people them, California now we vote for them, but we pass them in. The president not just don't impose, not to everything the governor or the president for impose by the people them. Certain things and they for allow let the people them. Because the people are not the government. Let them give a voice, but they're not here. When they write that constitution, they're not being get to heart, then being get just then two parties then they. Because I don't say this all the time. Triple A, let God give me and you two long life and well body. Me, I want to see like APC kind of power. If APC kind of power, everything where they frown at today, they're not the changer. You know why? It get forfeit them comfort back. Marabi, he life with 45 minutes where he win election. Now the same Marabi this way tell we say, nobody not go for swearing again in the middle of the night. We win because I think Ernest by Chroma been doing before. We in win when he swear in 12 o'clock midnight. 45 minutes where the man win, a life away. Because now that he campaign on. So he don't begin to tell we say everything when we put in a manifesto, in order for go by him. Just 45 minutes when win, we already know say this guy, na lie man, because it already lie for some two way we say he no go do. He do am. Because maybe he be afraid say, and it's by Chroma go grab him. So now they begin to lie. He go inside parliament, he go again a power, he remove what he do. He say because now APC will begin now. I think that some constituency na Kailau, now that thing they be happen where APC, SLPP candidates be win, but APC they be petition, they win the petition, and honest by Chroma say they're not for going to buy election. The candidate will become second for that election day. That candidate then they for take over. So it happened for me saying that the APC candidate, so he end up take over that constituency day. Now the same law, Naimara can pull Paneso. The same law, Naimara can pull Paneso, we pull 11 of them unconstitutional. 11 of them. He put you on the day. Because therefore, he knows if they're going to buy election, APC go win all their seats in the back. And so when I saw that been doing a Kailau, where we candidate lost, they say another command the all can second. So you see how then guy had the play with everything what we talk about right now. If APC take power 2023, they need to change them. Because you know what? It get for suits and comfort. It get for them in their favor. So then they talk about the no more now. Now for let them take it. Now so SLPP be the talk. Everything what they talk about today. Look the constitution. 1 gram meaning you get subsection A, subsection B, subsection C. They all they give you different word. The 1 gram number 23, they get subsection A, so and they all they give you different. So any candidate they come, they grab which subsection way favorable. Then they self grab which subsection way favorable. Now so you the right constitution. Then people are not care about this country. Then all two not care. So let CDI Tunis not go sit there and tell you if APC they talk say then care. This thing been then at their hand. Then go tell we say them bad lawyers there. They not be know about them. Now we know more with the people and now we know about them. It been then at their hand for 10 years. Why they not correct them? Change everything if they been care about Salon. Scrap everything and do the right thing for the country. Then now the one can tell we say, oh, well, not to tit for tat. Well, you damn right, not to tit for tat. But now then they show you so now. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much, Umar. Okay. Next 2 minutes, if nobody no come, we close the line, yeah? Okay, make I just read few messages then. Alpha Bella Barry he say, well, Parliament supposed to be the people. Okay. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and who side you call from, please?
This is Lamin. I call from New York.
Yes, Lamin, you get 3 minutes.
With regards to this program, where Mr. Usfen, they talk about the political parties, they say this thing not going to work because now easy work over could be because don't kind of they don't talk about that. They don't think it could be so. The only reason that they happen are because I don't think the political parties then get the number in Parliament, because if the APC then ready, okay, the other political parties then join them, they oppose the appointment, then definitely go work. But because the ruling party no say they get the number with the membership and the parliamentarian they added to them, automatically they go just sail through. So the people of the country will suffer all along. Whatever the political parties they do, they're not going to succeed. They will just try to make noise unnecessarily. I think the only way that they can go out there and vent out their frustration. Although the political parties, we last call, we don't say, and don't condone this year for happen, they all don't do them. Just to continue for that. So just pray no more, let God help the country, let God do better people them, and their houses and the leadership. We go to follow the constitution. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, caller. Okay. We get one more person. Although the guy issue it in line. So they try again. And see. If not, I guess we're good for tonight. I see somebody just guys eye. All right. Anyway, the one person they try forget. And then we'll get them. So that's it. Phone line don't close. Parliament of Salone. When I get to my own part for play. Parliament able send go Supreme Court for interpretation if Parliament no understand. Michael Coker, he said there are any provision there by the Constitution we say the paramount chief in our Parliament for votes in support of the ruling party all the time. I don't know, but I don't think. But again, now I make you see on the start of the program, I say now NGC and APC, now then they talk about this particular one, say the president don't violate the constitution. But see for CDD, they not talk. The paramount chiefs they did it, they not talk. Yes, caller, ID live on here. Your name and inside the call phone, please.
Hey, this is Janet Matamusa here.
Yes, Janet, you get 3 minutes. What do you get for me?
Well, the Constitution and the president in failure. Always, we all know say we president is either he not get regard for the Constitution or the one where they advise them get a poor understanding of how to follow the procedure within the Constitution. Because if you flout the rules of the Constitution, it means to say you don't breach them. Like where I don't know if like Usfren be the read the constitutional the section that particular provision was I say the president for consult the leaders of political parties and thereafter and where you don't appoint the person, then he can go to Parliament. This is not the first time. So the president is not new to this procedure. It just be the sort of person we know not they respect the Constitution. And for me, every time I ask myself, is it just failing to follow procedures, or is it just a power abuser of power? Now that's the question I will ask, because this Constitution it was created for guide the president, which is the executive, and then the legislature and the judiciary for guiding three governments here, for parts of government, for able for work in a way whereby they not abuse we the people of Sierra Leone. So you ask yourself each time it appoint people where you're not supposed to appoint, another consult this or consult other people you ask yourself, is it just because this idea of supreme power, and which also that particular phrase it ambog me the aid, because when you talk about the president having supreme power, you're actually saying it can bypass any checks and balances. It can do what he wants, because these checks and balances are put into place to avoid, to prevent the government, the executive, to get power over the other arms of government. But in Sierra Leone, I don't know whether now willful effort, the people and learned people within Sierra Leone, now they rise up each time the president flout their rules here. So for me, all the speakers they made they just hit the point. But one thing I want to say, somebody Omar said just now, what can we the people do? We can do a lot. Now in the political party, they don't do so because each person as alone join a political party. So I am very proud tonight as a person who understands the use of a constitution, that the political parties that don't arise, they don't arise and say, no, the president, no. You don't abuse the power. You cannot do this. If you flout the rules, you have to start all over again. I want to thank you.
Thank you very much, Janet. Mike Ekoka he said we need for amend the constitution. Most of the sections contradict each other and is subject to a different interpretation. We see that one day with Dr. Kande Yumkela the other day with the Deputy Speaker of Parliament. You remember? Where they tell and say, no, not 300. And I say, but if you say this, well, all come to this. It's like the constitution, I don't know, it can jam itself. The constitution can jam itself based on the person where they interpret, or based on the person where all decide where he all. So it's easy for making the jam itself together. Eh? We don't say Ambokute. We own constitution 1991. Now I make, just like Dr. Isatu Kake Jalo talk now, yeah? Say a network charity foundation with Campaign for Human Rights Development International. We don't take them big for call the president attention for say we constitution we right. And we need the president, the parliament, everybody we concerned with the constitution for take a look at waiting them we don't begin. Because if not, okay, Nayana Salon. When I do me, I do you. It's good, even the one that we raise concern. They say they don't get any problem with the person where the president appoint. When Zainab Umu Moseray, they don't get issue with him. But now the procedure the president use, then they get issue with. You know, most of them don't raise this concern about procedure president use. You know how many times? Like Usman Tholi say, we dey hope for Yeri from the office of the president, because when they be raise concern about Mohamed Kone, when at the NEC boss now, then they come out for say no, not so will be sent to NIS. Then they say about the procedure say this, then say na dandy. At least there was a conversation with this. From last Tuesday, not to this Tuesday, from last Tuesday, when the president don't appoint her. Why don't they talk? Nobody not come for answer self. Daniel Kamade asks if a democratic government or country go get a supreme president. All right. Let's see a few more messages and then we don't know. Phone line don't close. Just take a left here now. And tomorrow we revisit the good old days. Will they get George Boyd again? You'll be missed George Boyd the last time. We're going to have him here tomorrow. And we want to talk small. Because we don't begin go inside. You see how we go inside the last time? Therefore, talk small. How we end up now. Madina to didn't say late today. Hey, sorry you. But you can able to listen and back. Jagos. Salute, sir. Anyway, with the left here. Jenema Johnson Kamara say, he said Tripoli, the opposition party, they're not able to stop the president too, because waiting do the speaker, now from the ruling party. All right. The speaker now from the ruling party. Okay. Oh. Anyway. We still a winner. Left today. Till we meet again tomorrow, the good old days, Judge Boyd. We hope forget him. Triple A. Tata.